Oh, hello again, my friend. Yes, no, you're not disturbing me at all. Come on in. I've been expecting you. So I hear through the grapevine that you might be ready to move up from rentals to your first home purchase. Congratulations. Let me just start by saying that's an exciting milestone. To be able to move from renting property to owning property. Wow. Well, thank you for choosing Phil Devoid as your realtor through Vaporcorp Industries. Now, the properties I'm going to share with you today were actually designed by my associate. Build a home? Yes. He's a world-class architect, and every build you see today came from his mind. So, no shortcuts here, no prefabs. This is all directly from the imagination of Build a Home. Now, my assistant did collect some details from you in advance in terms of what your budget was, what city you were looking in. So we did know that you were looking to stay within Westglade, so we've picked 4 excellent properties within your budget that we can tour together today. Yeah. Well, I hope you're excited. I know I am. Well, before can I get you anything to drink, or you already had a bucket of milk on the way over? Well, understandably, you're probably full up then. Well, if you do change your mind, and you are thirsty at all, just let me know. Okay. Perfect. So without further ado, let's dive into this first house. So our first house here is perched on a hilltop, overlooking the Monster Hunter Guild and the stone generators, so you're just a stone's throw away, mind the pun, from some great resource generation, and all 4 guilds really. The Monster Hunter Guild is the one that's visible, but all 4 guilds actually live at the intersection there. You can kind of actually see the Explorers Guild just peeking up behind the Monster Hunter Guild, but I believe you're a member of the Explorers Guild, is that correct? Very nice. I've heard you've been making a fortune for yourself exploring the realm. Have you been to all 12 of the guild cities yet, or still working your way through? Understandable, it is a long and dangerous journey. I'll tell you what, let's take a look inside the home here. Here's the view just from the front door, and then I'll show you some different corner views as well, but you can see that the main space here does have plenty of room for furniture. I think I mentioned the first time we spoke that these properties on the hill here do come unfurnished, with the mindset that you're going to furnish them kind of how you like. Yeah. And then there is some options as well. If you wanted it furnished, we do have people who can help you with that as well. Let's take a look upstairs. So again, more space up here. There is down and up water elevators built in for getting between the first floor and the second floor. Although it is ladders through the balcony to take you to the basement. We'll take a look at that later. And ladders to go to the attic as well. There is a balcony also on the second floor. I'll show you the views of that in a second. We'll just take another look at the corner angle of this room. So tons of space up here for beds, storage, whatever kind of good stuff you might be thinking. You've got room for crafting tables, enchanting tables, anvils. Really depends, I guess, how you like to use your space. And then there is a bunch of storage that comes with the home in the attic here as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. I do prefer chests to barrels as well, but what else are you gonna do with those 1x1 spaces, you know? I think barrels are a good use of the space that would be left over from the triangular roofs. We'll show you another corner angle there as well of this. So light is a little bit low. I suppose you could knock out a couple of windows if you wanted, but the designer did not intend for windows, as this is supposed to be a private area. You don't want people looking at you with a spyglass, things of that nature. Sometimes good to have a private section of your home. Yes, depends on your needs though. Some of the other spaces we have here are full of windows, but we'll get to those. So next up, I'm just going to show you what the basement looks like here. So we just need to head down this ladder, and when we turn around, there is a nice basement area here. Now, that entrance ahead is intended to be a mine entrance, and you can pay for mine access on this property for an additional fee, but it isn't included in the base price of the home, so I did just want to let you know that. But yeah, this is kind of a nice storage room area, a little bit smaller, but again, these homes aren't exactly intended to be mega bases. They are just like, first starter home beyond the weekly rentals. A lot of people do rent these as well. They don't even buy them, so the fact that you're buying one is quite impressive, actually. Yeah. So I'm just going to show you some other corner views of the bottom of the house here. There's a pathway that leads over to a storage area, and then another undeveloped side as well. Because you're purchasing the home, you do have some freedom to play around with the property a bit, but those who are renting these properties have less so freedom. Yeah. So this one's actually an exciting property because it was previously rented by someone from the Explorers Guild, but they have actually moved on since. Yeah, they're no longer going to be renting this property. I think they're moving up in the world as well, so it would be sort of like a passing of the torch, so to speak. There is a map room in the basement that has some maps of the West Glade area, as well as the surrounding wastelands, if that's something that might interest you. I do believe that the original map maker has some copies made and is going to be leaving those behind, but I can certainly let you know. So this property is great because it overlooks West Glade. It's got a lovely hilltop balcony, and it also has a terrace farm at the entrance that has a few different rows of crops available. And one thing that's great about this is that it has a hidden water system, so no fuss, no worries. So this one does come with some paintings, although no furniture in terms of beds or chairs. Fairly sparsely furnished aside from the maps and the paintings there. Yeah. So we'll take a look at the second floor here as well. So this is a little bit smaller than the first floor, but it does have some windows overlooking your farm and also overlooking the valley. Now, unfortunately today I can't show you the balcony because they are just doing some work on it. The previous tenant was a little bit rambunctious, so we do just have to do some repairs, ensure that that's structurally stable for a potential move-in, whether that is yourself or someone else. We want to ensure that all our properties are as safe as possible and up to code, as is the Vaporcorp way. Yes. So we'll take a walk downstairs here into the basement to take a look at that map room. But first, we'll take a look at the farm that is out on the back, below the balcony. Yeah, it's just the top of the balcony that's unstable. It's not necessarily prepared to hold any weight at the moment. No one can step on it. Yeah. But we do have melons and pumpkins available back here, so You know, if you like making jack-o'-lanterns, making and selling jack-o'-lanterns for some extra profit, that's always an option. And then you've got the excellent food source that is melons. Now in the map room here, we have 4 different maps available here, although one of them is being blocked by the pillar. But it shows West Glade at 4 different scales. Yes. Yes, a very, very handy possession to have indeed. Certainly. Alright, so our next 2 properties are actually right next to each other, which is pretty funny. They share a balcony. But we're going to take a look at the property on the right first, and it looks like there's a bee and a fox inside. They've decided to wander in for our open house. We'll ensure that neither bee nor fox is in the property when you move in. Unless you want them to be there, of course. In which case we can leave them. So, this is a lovely home with tons of windows. As I mentioned before, 2 of our later homes, this one and our next one, both feature a number of windows compared to the previous 2, letting in a lot more light and making them feel more open. There's also a heavy use of timber frame pillars in this one as well, giving it a very rustic cabin feel look. We'll take a look here at our second floor as well. And so from this floor you can see the marketplace and the Woodcutting Guild's tree chopping area. And there's also the ladder to the attic and a forward-facing balcony there as well. Yes, I'll show you the view of the balcony in just a moment, but first we're going to take a peek up in the attic here. It's a little bit small, but there is some space here for a cozy workshop or guest nook perhaps. Each of the homes that we've shown so far, again, because they are a blank canvas, you can essentially decorate and use each room how you want, whether you're, you know, looking to just set up a bunch of storage, whether you want kind of authentic living with furniture and bathrooms and things like that, or whether it's very much a crafting base. That's why we like to leave it open. But this is a very cozy nook. Again, not a ton of windows up in this part of the house, a little bit more of a private nook space, but the rest of the house has a ton of windows to let light in and let you enjoy the beautiful views of West Glade. So taking a look off the balcony here on that second floor, you can see our bee friend from earlier, and you can also see the 4 guilds, the town hall, and kind of the library a little bit behind there. You can also see 3 of our other homes down below us, as well as the treehouse, and behind the treehouse is the first home that I showed you there, and then just below us is the home we just viewed. Now this home does come with optional mine expansions as well. Nothing dug there at the moment, but if you are willing to pay the extra fee, we can offer mine expansions. Yes. So our last property here shares the front balcony entrance to our previous property and has kind of a walk down entrance. Tons of light coming in on this one through 360 windows all the way around the property on the top 2 floors anyways. The basement floors offer a farm, and the second basement I believe is empty, leaving potential for a library, enchanting room, crafting room, whatever flights your fancy. So here's a quick look at the entrance here. So I am going to zip over to the back view of the property here, just to kind of give you a full view of how things look. So over in the back left corner there you can see the entrance and the ladder to the upstairs, but this also shows you the living room side, and then behind those trapdoors there you've got your barrel cabinets, and that's intended to be a kitchen there on the other side. Although again, these spaces do come unfurnished, so you're free to decorate them as you please. So next I'll show you our second floor here. The second floor offers a lovely view of the wall that protects us from the wasteland. Now, love it or hate it, it does protect us from the wasteland, so I personally love it. Now, I know that Vaporcorp does have some plans as well to gradually beautify the wall as well, adding on some catwalks, some additional structures, just to make things a little more interesting, as right now it is largely just a gray slab. So we're going to go back down to the first floor here and take a look at the kitchen from the inside here. We'll take two different angles. So this is looking back towards the entrance, and you can see our bee and fox friends have made their way inside here as well. And then we'll just take a look at the other angle as well. And so from this angle you can see those lovely barrel cabinets, the ladder to the upstairs and the downstairs, and we got a pig outside our window there as well. So heading into the basement, we've got kind of a farm area, although this one hasn't been turned into farmland yet. There's a lot of potential here for different food growing or a garden oasis. Whatever you feel like would suit this space better. Perhaps you could do a mix of both, like some food and then some flowers. It's ultimately a very spacious green area compared to the other properties, so the options are more considerable, I would say. Yes. Oh, a fountain. Yes, that would be lovely as well. Alright, so we'll just take a look at the last area of this property, which is the second basement. Now, this has a ton of potential for a crafting room, a library, a workshop, a guest space, an entertainment area, a mob farm, if that's your thing. And then there is, of course, additional mine expansions available as well. So, please let us know if you'd be interested in that. So, I know it's a lot of information to take in. It's 4 different properties that we have gone through today. So, I don't want to rush you into making any kind of a decision. I know this is a big step to move from your rental to your first property. So the prices of all of these today are 200,000 Vapor coins. Yes, I know it's a step up from the rental costs, but the nice thing is, once you've paid it, it's done. There's no recurring costs like there is with rentals anymore, and you do have the option to rent out sections of the property to others as well, or to rent out the full property. So that's nice as well. And there are a ton of other homes in this area. It's very close to town amenities. The perfect place to upgrade if you've been living in our Westglade rentals so far. Did you have any questions at all about any of these properties? You were curious about how much the mine expansion is. That's a good question. So the way it works with mine expansions is that it's actually priced at $3 per block. So we would have to do a scan there, and that's complimentary as long as you do follow through with the purchase, of course. But yeah, what we can do is, if you are interested in purchasing the mine expansions with the property, when you let us know which property you're going to purchase, we can do a scan, and then, like I said, because you're purchasing the property already, we can include that as a complimentary service, and then you can let us know whether or not you want to buy the expansion. Alright? Perfect. Well, thank you so much for coming in today. It's been an absolute pleasure working with you again, and I'm really excited to hear which of the 4 options you choose. Yeah. You're really moving up in the world. Before long, you're going to be looking at custom property, I imagine. You think you will be looking at some custom property? Yeah? That's what I thought. Okay. So, if that's the case, then what I will do is set you up with my colleague, Build a Home. That's Build a Home. Yes. Yeah. And he can design you the home of your dreams. Now, he was the designer behind all of today's homes, but when you're working with him on an individual basis, he will help craft the perfect home, base, skyscraper, whatever it is you need. But I know that's a long way down the road, and we certainly want to celebrate where you're at today. Yes. Yes, no need to chase the horizon when we have so much sunshine today. Yes. Alright, well, I look forward to hearing your decision on which of these 4 homes you'll be purchasing. Please let me know if you wanted to look at any additional homes, and we can definitely arrange some additional showings as well if these 4 aren't quite what you're looking for. For sure. Alright, well, thanks so much for coming in today. I'm so excited to get you into your new home. Alright, take care. Bye. What a nice Explorer. I think they'll pick one of those 4. Yeah, those were good choices.